We're on the record in cause number 323987. The case is style of State of Texas versus Brandon Jackson. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Jackson?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Jackson, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Peter Doyle. Mr. Doyle, how are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Doyle, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Mr. Jackson's case?
Yes, sir. I've been over the case with Mr. Jackson and involved in the factual matters on the case. The arrest followed on 69, and they ended up in the Target parking lot. So I thought it was in Port Arthur, and it's in Beaumont. So I looked for the wrong case, and I would need some more time because I think it's susceptible.
Okay, so you just need some more time to complete your investigation and discovery?
Yeah, 60 days would be great.
Okay. Okay, case is gonna be reset for 60 days. You can get your reset. Stand over there in front of the court coordinator. She'll reset your case. 60 days will give you an opportunity to finish your investigation and discovery.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're on the record in cause number 322688. The case is style of State of Texas versus Rodney Scott Villamez.
Present, Your Honor.
Okay. Your full name is Rodney Scott Villamez?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Villamez?
Good, how you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine. And how are you doing, Mr. Erickson?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
have completed discovery in this. We've been waiting for a while, and we have completed it. And I did file a motion to suppress, and we are going to need a hearing.
Okay, so we'll reset your case to give you a date for your pretrial motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, motion to suppress.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Maybe 2 witnesses.
okay.
So,
And what we'll do, just have a seat, and when he's finished, you can go up and y'all can agree on a date.
okay,
And we normally do those later on, maybe in the afternoon of that day.
whenever you tell me.
Okay, okay, you can have a seat.
Thank you.
We on the record in cause numbers 321096 and cause number 322194. Both cases are styled the State of Texas versus David Ryan Morton. Good morning. Is that your full name, David Ryan Morton?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Morton? That's good, Mr. Morton. Your case is on the pretrial conference docket. Mr. Allison, do you have an announcement that you'd
Yes,
like to
Your Honor,
make?
we received a plea offer and we would like to be placed on the next plea docket, at least 30 days out. And at that time, we anticipate entering into a plea.
Okay. What we'll do, your case is gonna be reset for a plea. Just have a seat.
Okay,
You'll be behind Mr.
Okay.
Villamez to get that case reset.
thank you.
And your other case,
Mr. David Martin. Unrelated?
yes. We're on the record in cause number 327282. The case is style of State of Texas versus Eddie James Martin. Oh, Eddie James Martin Jr. How you doing, Mr. Martin? That's good. Mr. Martin, well, your case is on the court's announcement docket. Mr. Allison, you have an announcement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we also received a plea offer in Mr. Martin's case, and just like the previous case, we're asking to be placed on the next docket. Mr. Martin is gonna accept the plea deal.
Oh, so it's gonna be a plea docket?
He's gonna be a plea docket, yes.
Okay, you can get this case reset. Once you get your case
Thank you.
reset, you and your client will be free to go, and y'all have a blessed day.
All right.
We on the record in two cases. Our first case is cause number 328122. Second case is cause number 328246. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Clifford Jerome Jones. Mr. Jones, would you come forward?
Your Honor, if I may, we've received the plea offer by email, and we're satisfied, but we can go ahead with the plea today.
Okay, that's fine. I see your paperwork filled up. Mr. Jones, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Jones, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? How you doing? You may put your hand down, Mr. Jones. How you doing, Mr. Jones? Yeah, that's fine. Mr. Jones, the information in this case in cause number 328122 alleges that on or about October 20 to 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Jones, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Jones, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay, now, Mr. Jones, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? And on page 2 of the same document, Mr. Jones, are these your initials on the line that says nolo contendere, which means no contest? And on the next document, excuse me, on the same document, but on the next page, page 3, is that your signature above the line that says defendant? And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Jones, do you recognize this document? And is that your signature above the line that says defendant? Now, Mr. Jones, there is one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? Do you have your discovery certification?
Oh, I haven't received that from the prosecutor yet.
I'm saying the form. Did you fill out the form?
I need to do that. Yes. Okay, we've signed them, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, we're back on the record in clause number 328122. Case of style of State of Texas versus Clifford Jerome Jones. Now, Mr. Jones, I also have before me a document that is titled the Discovery Certification in this case. Mr. Jones, do you recognize this document? Now, Mr. Jones, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2, that's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Mr. Lawrence, do you have any objections?
As long as it's confined to the trespass allegation, that's fine.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you've advised and counseled Mr. Jones in this case. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jones, your attorney has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 5 days, credit for time served, tax and retire of the court cost.
Mr. Jones, the state, in this case, is offering that you serve 5 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 5 days in the Jefferson County Jail. The court cost in this case is $337. However, you will not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. Jones, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes,
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Jones, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Jones, I have another case before me. This case is cause number 328246. And in this case, Mr. Jones, the state alleges, the information alleges that on or about November 6th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Mr. Jones, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Jones, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jones, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment and is labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Mr. Jones, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of the same document, Mr. Jones, are these your initials on the line that says nolo contendere, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, Mr. Jones, is this your signature above the line that says defendant? And on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, Mr. Jones, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
There's one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? And Mr. Jones, I also have before me another document. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the second line of this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Jones, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Jack Lawrence, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read them and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2, that's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Mr. Lawrence, you have any objections?
Your Honor, as long as it just deals with trespass and nothing else, I have no objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 will be admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you've advised and counseled Mr. Jones. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you in this case as well. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am, sir.
Has he provided full, effective,
Yes, I
and
am.
competent legal representation?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Mr. Jones, I'll accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 5 days, credit for time served, tax, and retire of the court costs.
Mr. Jones, the state is offering that you serve 5 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already spent 5 days in Jefferson County Jail on this case. Also, Mr. Jones, if you have, so you'll be given credit for time served. Now, Mr. Jones, the court cost in this case is $292. Mr. Jones, you will not have to pay the $292 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be of $292 will be taxed and retired. Mr. Jones, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir. I do.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Okay. And Mr. Jones, I forgot to mention that these cases will be running concurrent with each other. And Mr. Jones, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Jones, you can stand over here in front of the court clerk. She'll give you paperwork. Once you get your paperwork, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Lawrence, you have a blessed day as well. You'll be free to go as well.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. We're on the record in cause number 327772. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Perry Lee Savoy. Mr. Savoy, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Savoy, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Savoy, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Savoy, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Savoy?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Savoy, the information in this case alleges that on or about July 11 of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, the information further alleges that prior to the commission of this offense, that you, Perry Savoy, on or about, or on October 28th of 2003, in the County Court of Hardin County, Texas, and cause number 49251, that you was convicted of the misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated, and that offense or that conviction became final prior to the commission of this offense. Is that true or not true?
True.
And to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No content.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Savoy, I have before me a document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Now, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of the same document, Mr. Savoy, are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this document, Mr. Savoy, is that your signature at the top where it says defendant?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Savoy, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
There's one box that's checked at the top here. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? Now, I also have before me a document that is titled the Discovery Certification. Mr. Savoy, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the second line of this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Savoy, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just spoke of, did your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2, that's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
No objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibits number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2 will be admitted. Ms. Wilkerson, you advised and counsel Mr. Savoy. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Savoy, your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
You need a pen. That's the date. You need to date it. And I'll just repeat this here. Now, Mr. Wilkerson,
Yes.
you've advised and counseled Mr. Savoy. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Savoy, your attorney has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Savoy, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 72 hours upfront jail time, and the defendant is to report to the jail on April 16th, 2021 at 6 p.m.
Hold on a minute. Okay. You say April 16th,
Yes,
6 p.m.?
yes,
Okay,
and then 1 year county jail to be probated over 2 years probation, $1,500 fine, 120 hours community service, DWI repeat education course, drug and alcohol assessment, and the interlock.
Mr. Savoy, the state is offering that you serve 1 year in the Jefferson County Jail. However, that 1 year jail time is going to be probated for 2 years. During the 2 years probation, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,500 plus court costs, which comes to a total of $1,922. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also be required to reimburse the county of court-appointed attorney's fees of $250, and you'll be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Now, if a further evaluation is needed, you will be required to pay an additional $50. Now, your total monthly installments will be $170 per month. Mr. Savoy, will you be able to pay the $170 per month?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Savoy, you will also be required to perform 120 hours of community service, install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. You would have to serve 72 hours in the Jefferson County Jail, beginning on April 16th of 2021 by 6 p.m. You also be required to attend the DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment, attend and complete the DWI education class and alcohol assessment. You also be required to attend and complete the DWI repeat offenders program. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Savoy, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, but I got a question.
Well, first of all, if you have a question, talk to your attorney first, and then you can, what was the question?
I just wanted to know, where do I go to do these classes and stuff?
Oh, the probation department will tell you all that, give you all that information. Your probation officer, okay? Now, Mr. Savoy, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Savoy, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Savoy, please stand over here on the X in front of the court coordinator, follow her directions. And once you finish in here, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Wilkerson, I think this is your only
This is
case,
my only case this
and so you are free to go as well, once you sign the paperwork, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Judge. You as well.
All right, thank you. We're on the record in clause number 327338. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Kimberly Suzanne Brown. Ms. Brown, is that your full name? Is that your full name, Kimberly Suzanne Brown?
Really, Suzanne Brown, yes, sir. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you clocking just on the side.
Okay, I'll try to speak up. How are you doing, Ms. Brown?
I'm okay.
Okay, that's good. Now, Mr. Brown, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Bynum. And Mr. Bynum, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bynum, you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Ms. Brown's case?
Your Honor, we would request one reset I was in discussions on a plea with Ms. Musgrove. The DA's office would like to get the new prosecutor on that case. There's some details that
Okay,
really need a fine look by the DA's office.
okay, so we're gonna keep it on the announcement docket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bynum, you can get your reset from the court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And Ms. Brown, once you're trying to give you a reset, you'll be free to go as well. And you have a blessed day, and you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Bynum. Yes. We're on the record in cause number 322614, cause number 322654, and cause number 322656. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Lance Shane Dixon. Mr. Bailiff, would you please go get Mr. Dixon? Would you come forward? Okay, your full name is Lance Shane Dixon. How you doing, Mr. Dixon? Okay, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, how you doing?
How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Adams, do you have an announcement
Yes,
that
Your Honor.
you'd like to make?
Yes, I do. Mr. Dixon has a felony case, and that felony case is in the CDC.
Okay,
All right, and I just recently.
okay, yeah, I got the reset date on here.
When do y'all?
It's May 19th, 2021,
Mine is.
the
May-
felony.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Okay, you want to set on the same date?
Yes, Your Honor, 'cause I'm just working on the felony.
Okay, you can get your reset. We're gonna reset it on the same day. Mr. Dixon, your case is gonna be reset on the same day with your felony date. And, once your attorney gets your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Adams, is this showing the case?
That's it.
Okay, Mr. Adams, you're free to go as well after you get your reset and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
We're on the record in cause number 326360, the state of Texas versus Trevin Wayne Canova.
Trevor Canova?
We're on the record in cause number 326360. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Trevin Wayne Canova. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Canova?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Canova, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Todd LeBlanc. Mr. LeBlanc, how you doing?
Good, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. Mr. LeBlanc, do you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Canova's case?
Yes, Judge, this is a most likely a pretrial diversion case. I thought we'd made the request, we'll make that today.
Okay, I think the next one is in June, the next, so what we'll do, we'll reset it second week in June.
Okay,
Okay, that'll be after the day, so if he gets in, they'll, the case will be disposed of. Okay,
okay, good.
yeah, he's at pretrial diversion. This is, you can keep it on announcement, doctor. Mhm. June 16th. Case is gonna be reset to June 16th. You can get your reset and you and your client to be free to go. And Mr. Canova, you have a blessed day. Mr. LeBron, you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're on the record in clause number 327158. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Sheriff Nicole Lawrence. We have Ms. Lawrence appearing in person. We have her attorney, Mr. John West, appearing via Zoom. Ms. Lawrence, how are you doing?
Well,
Okay, and Mr. West, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor.
Mr. West, do you have an announcement you'd like to make? And Ms.
I
Lawrence?
actually, yes, Your Honor, I would like to actually put this on another announcement docket. I still need to get with Ms. Lawrence and talk with the case and get a plea bargain offer in this case so we can see if we can resolve it or set it for trial.
Okay, how much time do you need?
30 days is plenty, Your Honor.
Okay, we're going to reset your case for 30 days. And Ms. Lawrence, please. Mr. West, we're gonna reset your case for 30 days. We're gonna send you your reset. And
That's
Ms.
fine.
Lawrence, you can stand over there on the end. There's an X on the floor. Stand over there. She's gonna give you your reset with your court date on it.
I was asking, I had said 20 days, I had said 10 days.
Well, okay, you gotta talk to your lawyer about that, but not here. He's gonna meet.
Yeah, please give my office a call. We'll set up a meeting and we'll talk about it.
Okay, you heard him?
Okay.
All right, just stand over there. Stand over there on the X.
Stand on the X.
Yeah.
All right.
Your Honor, I do have another one on the docket today that we resolved the felony. I just need to get the misdemeanors resolved, so that's on Mr. Castillo.
Hold on a minute. I think, Mr. West, we have a couple. You have a couple of your cases. You have, Timothy Lewis is not here. And
He's in jail.
Yeah, okay. And
Great.
same with Moses Castillo, he's
In jail.
as well. And let's see. So those cases, you also have, okay, we just did, okay. So those cases, we're gonna keep track of the felony cases. We're gonna keep track of the cases that they're set with. Let's see.
Lewis is set for the 12th. This coming Monday for trial, Your Honor.
Okay. What we normally do, we usually set them on the same date to kind of keep them together.
Right.
And then we'll find out what the date is on Castillo with it is in criminal district court today.
The Castillo, Your Honor, we pled out. He got some prison sentence on those, so I need to speak with the misdemeanor prosecutor to see what they want to do with the misdemeanors.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's sentenced. Yes.
Okay. So just keep the court informed.
Will do.
We'll reset this Lewis case the same day as the felony case.
Sounds good, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I think if we have our jail runs on Thursday, so if you need to put Castillo on a Thursday, we can do that as
Yeah,
well.
that's probably what I'll do, Your Honor. Instead, I'm in either the state will dismiss or we can do some concurrent jail sentence.
Okay, all right. So Mr. West, this will conclude your cases. You're free to go. Your research will be sent in the mail, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're on the record in cause number 320-890, State of Texas versus Yanluri Perez Zamaron. Is Mr. Zamaron?
He's out in the hallway, Judge.
Yeah, why don't you go get, Peppo, would you please call Mr. Zamaron?
Yeah, Louis Demeron? He's all the way down at the end by Felony Court.
Your full name is Yanlui Perez Zamaron? How you doing, Mr. Zamaron? That's good, Mr. Zamaron. You're here with your attorney, Mr. Ryan Gertz. Mr. Gertz, how you doing?
Great, Judge.
Mr. Gertz, you have an announcement?
I do, Judge. Mr. Zamaron's case, his felony case that was kind of running with this, we've reset for a misdemeanor plea on Thursday of this week, or we're in the process of resetting. They're going to dismiss the felony, refile the misdemeanor. We've got an agreement to essentially package deal with a new probation to the misdemeanor. And so the plan is to do that Thursday at 9 o'clock. So I guess we should reset this to Thursday at 9 o'clock as well.
Okay.
But we don't have a docket entry for that because they're going to dismiss and refile, so he doesn't have to go to jail, do a warrant, check in and all that stuff.
Okay.
So
We're gonna reset this case to Thursday at, on Thursday at 9. I know that's all Jerem, but yeah, Thursday at 9.
thank you, Judge.
Okay, and this is your only case?
I believe it's my only case with you, Judge, yes.
Okay, Mr. Gertz, this is your only case. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go.
Okay.
And you have
so
a
much,
blessed
Judge.
day. And Mr. Zamaron, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well. And you have a blessed day. Okay, y'all can stand over there on the X. We're on the record in cause number 327764. This case is style of State of Texas versus Aaron Jamal McDonald. Mr. Bailiff, would you please go call the name of Aaron Jamal, or Aaron McDonald? The courthouse door on page 5 at the number 1.
Aaron McDonald? Attorney here. No, that's between him and the attorney.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you come forward?
Is it all right if my dad come in with me? Because I don't understand the lawyer, everything he explained.
No,
All right.
you just for the defendants.
Which side?
Step on the X, you can put your hat on the table. Okay, we're on the record in cause number 327764. The case is style of State of Texas versus Aaron Jamal McDonald. Is that your full name?
Yes,
Okay, Mr. McDonald, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. Now, Mr. McDonald, you're here represented by Mr. Don Boudreaux. Mr. Boudreaux, you have an announcement for the court?
Yes, sir. Right before court, I talked to the district attorney and we worked out
The last remaining thing, Miss Shaylen is no longer here, and I got the, plea down to, 180 days over 12 months, and $850 fine. And she suggested that we maybe do it on Thursday or whenever it's convenient.
No, I just told Mr. Boudreau he had to be here in person. I didn't suggest Thursday.
She just said that she suggested that you be here in person. You could be on any one of the days.
Yes, sir. We can do it Thursday, I believe.
Thursday's our jail docket.
That's our jail run docket. You can do it Friday or Wednesday.
Okay. Look, I tried calling you. One thing that made me late was I left the file somewhere on my desk, and Friday when I left the office, I can't find it at the moment.
Okay, so what day do you want to do the plea?
Probably we can do it Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay. Stand over there on the X. The case is going to be reset Wednesday. You can get your reset. Once you get your reset, Mr. Boudreau, you'll be free to go, and Mr. McDonald, you'll be free to go as well. Mr. McDonald, you have a blessed day. Mr. Boudreau, you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Judge, and I apologize for being late. I was trying to find the file.
Okay, I understand.
So when are we doing that?
Wednesday. Mr. Macy, your client did not answer for.
He's in custody, Your Honor.
Yeah, I was informed by Ms. Ramos that he was in custody. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it on the docket that said he was in custody.
You're talking about Stephen Earl Jones?
Stephen Earl Jones, yes.
Yeah.
Huh. What is in Jefferson County? Jefferson County Jail?
Yes, Your Honor, he's in our jail. I just double checked in the AS 400.
Okay. Okay. So this case is going to be reset with his felony.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, that's cause number 328684, Stephen Earl Jones. All right.
Okay, do you happen to know what the date is, Judge, or have they not done that yet?
June 9th, 2021.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And what we'll do, we'll have a reset sent to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, if this is your only case, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Same to you, Judge.
All right. And thanks, Ashley, for letting us know.
No problem, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Ramos.
There's such a book on the table, right?
They spelled it wrong. We're on the record in two cases. The first case is cause number 327780. The second case is cause number 328776. Now, the first case is styled the state of Texas versus Brooke A. Kennison. And the last name in that case is spelled Keneson. The second case is styled the state of Texas versus Brooke Kennerson. And the last name in that case is spelled Kennerson.
That's weird.
Yes,
That's weird.
yes. So now for the record, your name is Brooke.
Brooke Kennison,
How you spell your last name?
Keneson.
Keneson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're also known as Brooke Kennerson.
I guess.
Yes, AKA. Mr. McIntosh?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Mr. McIntosh is appearing via Zoom. Mr. McIntosh, do you have an announcement that you'd like to make in Ms. Kennerson's case?
Yes, Judge. First off, I apologize for not being there. Some sort of accident happened on I-10, and I was scheduled to be early, and now I don't know when I'll be there. But on this case, she has accompanying felonies that I believe are set on May 3rd.
Yes.
And so we would just ask for a reset to go with the felonies.
Okay, so Ms. Kennerson, your cases are going to be reset with your felony cases.
Okay.
And
so-
on the same day.
On the same day?
Yes, same day. So what that means is you're gonna have to come to each court. So you come maybe here first, check in, then go down the hall and check in as well.
Okay.
So both courts, and then when you finish with the first court, then you go to the second court.
Okay.
All right? Now, your case is gonna be reset till May 3rd of 2021. And Ms. Kennison, you could get your reset.
Are you gonna give me a paper?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
I
what I'm
was
saying.
gonna write it down.
You don't know, no. Stand over here on the X in front of the court coordinator. She's gonna give you a reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir, you as well.
All right, thank you. Let's see.
And Judge, has Mr. Guillory made it by?
Not yet.
Okay.
Mr. McIntosh, I believe Mr. Guillory pled on his felony, and I think there might be a dismissal on Judge Holmes's tablet on that.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. That's what I was told was happening.
Let me check.
I believe Ray submitted that.
Yes, clause number 325400, State of Texas versus Bryson Guillory. Yeah, the state.
Yes, Judge, that's the case.
The state has submitted a dismissal. I'm signing the dismissal right now. Okay, this case has just been dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. Do you have any other cases?
No, Your Honor, I don't. Now, again, I apologize for not being there today.
Okay. Your apologies accepted. Now, Mr. McIntosh, this is your last case. You're free to go. You're excused and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. You as well.
All right, thanks.